Welcome back to the Physiology Pulse. Today we'll be talking about the ascending pathway. So, what are ascending pathways? Think of these as sensory highways, okay, from your body to your brain. So, they carry what? They carry the sensations from peripheral structures to the brain, mainly via thalamus to sensory cortex, okay. So, when you touch something hot or feel a bug in your leg, or for that matter, you know where your foot is without looking. So that information travels up to your spinal cord to the brain. So these highways which pass these sensations are known as the ascending pathways. Okay. So the main neurons, there are again three main neurons that are used in the passage of the ascending pathway. Okay. First one is neuron order wise we'll be going. First order is in first order neurons, you can see they pick up the signals from the skin or muscles and they take to the spinal cord. That is their job, first order neurons job. So where it is actually, it starts at receptor. From where it starts at the receptor cell body in the TRG near the spinal cord. Okay. Next is second order neurons. Their simple job, what are they doing? They take the signal from the spinal cord. Here, what is happening? First order neurons, they will reach near the spinal cord, take up to spinal cord. So, these second order neurons, what will they do? They take signals from the spinal cord, crosses to the opposite side, and then it will go to the thalamus. Okay, where it is actually present, the neuron here in the spinal cord or brainstem. Okay. Now the third order neurons, what will they do? They take the signals from the thalamus to participate brain that feels it. Okay. So the brain that feels it. So where it is actually, it is in the thalamus. From there it will go to the sensory cortex. That is third order. Second order is leaving up to the thalamus. Third order, it is taking from the thalamus and it will take to the brain to feel it, which is the sensory cortex. So where it is actually present, most of it is from the thalamus to the sensory cortex. That is how you can remember first order, second order, third order neurons. Okay. Now the pathways in detail. Okay, there are two main pathways, two main highways you can say. First one is dorsal column pathway, which is for the fine details. Okay, the fine detailing highway you can also say. It carries what? Fine touch, exact vibrations, knowing where your body parts are without even looking. You can telling two points apart. Then identifying objects by touch with eyes closed. Okay. Basically the fine details, that is why we are saying. Okay, so all these sensations dorsal column pathway can pass. Now for example, you can feel the texture of fabric knowing your fingers are crossed behind your back. Okay, what is the pathway here? It goes back, it goes up back of the spinal cord, crosses in the brainstem. So the crossing is taking place in the brainstem, and then it will reach where? It will reach the thalamus, after which to the brain, which is the sensory cortex. Okay. Next is anterolateral system, also known as the danger highway. Okay, why it is known as that? We'll look in further. Okay, it carries what? It carries pain, temperature, crude or rough touch. For example, touching a hot stove, you can feel a dull slap, basically feeling a dull slap also. These are the examples. So when you're touching a hot stove, you can say an immediate reflex, an immediate pain, sharp pain, which is the danger pain and all. So that is why it is known as a danger highway. So pathway for this is, it crosses immediately in the spinal cord. Okay, whereas Here in dorsal column pathway, what it is happening? It goes up back of the spinal cord and crosses in the brainstem. It crosses in the brainstem. Whereas in anterolateral, it crosses immediately in the spinal cord itself and goes up and then to the thalamus and then finally to the brain sensory cortex. Okay? That is the pathway of the anterolateral. So what is happening here? The dorsal column pathway, you can see the image here. For better understanding, you can see the dorsal column pathway here. What can you see? The pathway carries what? Fine touch, vibration, proprioception, tactile localization, tactile discrimination, and stereognosis. These things, okay? So basically all of this is nothing but think of this pathway like it tells you where your hand is without even looking. All of this, proprioception and all, tactile localization, all of this, without even looking at your hand, you can say where it is. So what is happening first is skin or body to spinal cord. From here to the spinal cord. This is spinal cord, right? Okay. So receptors in this skin detect, which is through fine touch, vibration, 2-point discrimination. Through these receptors in skin detect. Signal enters the spinal cord via dorsal root ganglion, DRG, which is DRG. This is DRG, right? Dorsal root ganglion. Okay, this is dorsal root ganglion. So, the signal enters the spinal cord via dorsal root ganglion. Then what will happen? The first neuron does not cross it immediately, okay? Cell body sitting outside the cord basically. The first neuron does not cross, it goes straight up in the spinal cord. It will go straight up inside like this in the spinal cord, okay? Then what will happen? Ascending in spinal cord, two bundles basically. So inside spinal cord, the fibers split into two tracts based on the body level. First is gracile fasciculus, next is cuneate fasciculus. This is gracile, this one is gracile, and this one is the cuneate fasciculus. So it splits into two fibers, two tracts basically. So gracile is from legs and lower body, which sits more medially, gracile. This is medial, right? Midline. So this is medial to the midline. Whereas cuneate, it sits more laterally. This is cuneate. Cuneate, lateral. Right? It is from arms and upper body. Okay, together they form dorsal column pathway. Together. Now these two are going up, right? Two fibers split into two tracks. The fibers will split into two tracks here. After splitting, they will go up this way, two tracks. Together, these two tracks are known as dorsal column pathway. Okay. Now, after this, what is happening? It will reach the medulla. This is medulla. This is medulla. Okay. It will reach the medulla. Now, at medulla, what will happen? Lower brainstem fibers end in nucleus gracilis. This is nucleus gracilis and nucleus cuneatus. This is nucleus cuneatus. So this is nucleus cuneatus. This is nucleus gracilis. These two. Okay. In medulla, it is here. Two are there. Here, second neuron starts. From here, what is happening? Second neuron is starting. Crossing to the opposite side. From here, it is crossing to the opposite side. See if you can see. See, this is also crossing to the opposite side. From here, second neuron is starting. Up till here, it is only one neuron, up till here. Now you can see the second neuron is starting from here. Okay? And forms what together? They form medial lemniscus. These two tracts together are known as medial lemniscus. Okay? Next is thalamus. They will reach where? They will reach thalamus. Okay? So what is happening in thalamus? Medial lemniscus travel up to thalamus. Thalamus sorts all the touch and vibration, all the information. It will sort it out. So it is a specific relay nuclei. Specifically, it will sort out. Specific is nothing but it is sorting out. Relay station. Okay. Now, after that, thalamus sends information to the sensory cortex. From here, it will send information to the sensory cortex. Okay. Which is the areas 3 to 1. Post-central gyrus areas 3, 2 and 1. These are the sensory cortex areas. Now you know why you touched. Exact location you will know. Texture of the what you're feeling you will know. Shape, how it is. Everything, all details you will know because of the sensory cortex and the post-central gyrus areas 3, 2, 1. So it is divided into the areas according to what you have to feel, know, everything. Okay. Now, easy way to remember is from skin. This is skin. From skin, what is happening? It is going to dorsal root ganglion, DRG. From there, what is happening? It is going to the gracile or cuneate fasciculus. These two, cuneate fasciculus, gracile and cuneate fasciculus. And then along that, it is going to both together, which is known as the dorsal column pathway. And it is going to the medulla and up till medulla. After medulla, what is happening? It is crossing. It's completely crossing. Then it will be continued as medial lemniscus. After which it will reach the thalamus and then the sensory cortex. So that is the pathway for you. Okay. Now next we will be talking about anterolateral system, anterolateral pathway. Okay. This pathway carries pain, temperature, crude touch, pressure. Okay. From your body to your brain. So think of it like the alarm and basic touch system. Okay. So step 1 here, what is happening? This is the skin or body from where it is starting. After that, it will go to the spinal cord. This is spinal cord. It will reach the spinal cord via what? DRG. Again, dorsal root ganglia. Right? Then crude touch and pressure detected by other skin receptors. Whereas this first neuron goes only a short way into the spinal cord. Only till here it will go. After that, from here, you can see second neuron is coming from here, right? Second neuron, inside the spinal cord, gray matter, the first neuron hands off to the second neuron. Okay. Now here what is happening? The second neuron crosses to the opposite side immediately. It is crossing to the opposite side immediately, right? Through the white line in the middle. This is the white line in the middle. So through that it is passing it. So pain or temperature from right body crosses and goes to the left side. That's why brain injury on left side causes loss to the pain on the right side. That is why you can see if one side of the brain injury happens, so the other side you can see paralysis, you can see all the pain on the right side, you can lose the pain on the right side. You can have the pain loss on the opposite side of the brain damage or the brain injury. Okay. After that, what is happening? After crossing, fibers travel up to the front or side of the spinal cord as spinothalamic tract, which is front is anterior, side is the lateral. Okay, this is lateral, this is anterior. Okay. Now, lateral spinothalamic tracts, the red line here, It carries pain and temperature, whereas anterior carries touch and the pressure. Okay. There is no relay in the medulla. No relay in the medulla. It is continually going up. It is going up continuously. Now it will reach the spinothalamic tract, will directly reach the thalamus, which is the relay station. After it reaches the thalamus, VPL, specific relay nuclei, VPL, midline, this is midline, okay, and intralaminar nuclei. These three you can see here, okay. What is happening here? Ventral posterolateral nucleus is the main relay for the pain and temperature. This is for pain and temperature. So basically the red one is for pain and temperature, right? Pain and temperature. So the main relay is for pain and temperature is VPL. So main relay for pain and temperature is VPL for you. And then midline and intralaminar nuclei help to spread the pain to keep you alert, basically. Intralaminar and midline, they help to spread the pain and keep you alert. Okay. Now next is the cortex. After that, next neuron will start and it will spread to the cortex, sensory cortex. Okay, areas 3 to 1 in post-central gyrus. Now you can feel the pain, heat, cold, all the touch sensations and all. Okay. So this is the easy chain for you to remember, from skin through the DRG, which is after DRG, you will be entering into the spinal cord. After that, you will cross the gray matter. This is crossing the gray matter. And then you will reach, you will reach up to the thalamus. From here, second neuron will take place. Second neuron will take up from spinal cord. And then you will directly go up to the thalamus. Up to the thalamus, where you have the second neuron will take up the lateral and anterior spinothalamic tract. So second thalamus will take up the anterior and lateral spinothalamic tract, after which you will go directly to the thalamus. There is no relay in the medulla. Thalamus is again has the VPL, which is here you can see ventral posterolateral nucleus for the relay for pain and temperature. Okay. After that, it will go to the sensory cortex, where you can feel the pain and heat, cold, all these sensations. Okay. This is anterior lateral system for you. Now, specific sensations we were talking about here are the proprioception. So, what is proprioception? Your body's GPS, basically. It knows where your arms, legs are without even looking at them. Okay. It uses what? Dorsal column pathway. Dorsal column pathway it uses for proprioception. See here, you can see proprioception. This is felt via dorsal column pathway. Okay. Now, next is 2-point discrimination, which is how close can 2 pinpricks be before you feel only one. Okay. Fingertips, which are very sensitive, approximately 3 mm. This is back, not sensitive, and 65 mm. Okay. Next is stereognosis. Stereognosis. So what is stereognosis? It is identifying a key in your pocket just by touch. Your eyes are closed, but you can imagine what you're touching. You can feel the touch. So needs a healthy brain cortex for that. So that your brain cortex, sensory cortex is activated and you can feel what you are and you can imagine what you're feeling. You can sense and you can activate your brain cortex and feel what you're you can imagine what you're feeling, basically. So that is stereognosis. Next is Romberg sign, which is you stand feet together, eyes closed. If you sway or fall, your body GPS from dorsal column is damaged. So dorsal column pathway is basically damaged. That whole pathway, the dorsal column is damaged somewhere. That is why you have a sway or fall. When your eyes are closed, you can't stand still. Okay. This is called sensory ataxia. Okay. Romberg sign positive means sensory ataxia. You have this in your practicals as well. Then abnormalities of the dorsal column sensations. Okay. Abnormalities of the dorsal column sensations. Now see, this is term here anesthesia, which means complete loss of feeling. We give you anesthesia so that you can you have a complete loss of feeling, and then they can continue with the surgery. So anesthesia is a known word. Okay. Example, cause is a nerve cut or anything. You can see because of this cause you can have anesthesia here. Next is hyperesthesia, which means reduced feeling. And it is the cause for is this an example of one example we are giving for causes. Okay. First causes might be the brain lesion. If you have a brain lesion, of course you can't feel properly. You have reduced feeling there. Okay. That is hyperesthesia. Next is paresthesia, which means abnormal pins and needles feeling. You can feel abnormal pin and needle sensations on your skin. Okay. This can happen, for example, if you sit for long hours crossing your leg. So you cross leg sitting for too long. Due to the pressure of the nerves, you can feel this pins and needle feeling. Did you ever feel it? Just remember. Try to recollect if you ever felt it. Then comes the dissociated anesthesia, which means loss in pain and temperature but still feel touch. So the pain and temperature are not felt much, but you can feel the touch here. That is dissociated anesthesia for you. Then comes the example for this cause is spinal cord disease. Spinal cord disease can cause dissociated anesthesia, like syringomyelia. Then comes asteriognosis. So what is asteriognosis? It is can't find or can't identify objects by touch, even though basic touch works. So basic touch works, but then you can't recognize the object even by touching it. So that is the condition, and that condition is known as asteriognosis. Okay. And the cause for this is problem in brain sensory cortex. If you have a problem in brain sensory cortex, the pain or sensation which is traveling up to the sensory cortex from your fingertips, the sensory cortex can't recognize it. That is why you can't identify the object by touch. Okay. Then comes hyperesthesia. Hyperesthesia means feeling things too much, exaggerating it. Okay. This might be a cause of the thalamus problems. Okay. So that's it for you. Thank you. Keep watching for more.